Twice, the cab spun on the icy street. Diane grabbed the child. Her low black boot fought for traction. Glass tinkled on the pavement. Onlookers screamed. Arms around Amy, Diane tried to run. In the seconds it took to register what was happening, that she wasn't going to get out of the way fast enough, she wrapped her body around the child and tried to shield her from the impact. The taxi struck the crowd. People flew up in the air together, tumbled apart and landed with separate thuds. Skidding across the pavement, skin scraping and bones breaking, they slumped in shapeless heaps. For one long moment the city was silent. Traffic stopped. No one moved. The snow was bright with red blood. Down the block, horns began to blare. A far-off siren sounded. People closed in to help. "They're dead," someone cried. "So much blood. Don't move, anyone. You might injure them worse." "That little girl, did she move? Is she alive?" 5 people lay crumpled like broken toys, surrounded by people not knowing what to do. 2 off-duty New York cops out for the evening with their wives saw the commotion from their car and stopped to help. One of them ran to the wrecked taxi. Leaning through the shattered window, he yanked at the door handle before stopping himself. The driver was killed, his neck sliced through by a sheet of door metal. Even in death, the man reeked of whiskey. Shaking his head, the cop went to the injured pedestrians. "Driver's dead," he said, crouching beside his friend, working on the girl. "What about her?" he asked, pulling open Amy's coat to check her heartbeat. With the child their first priority, the 2 policemen had their backs to Diane. She lay face down in the snow. Blood spread from her blonde hair, her arm twisted beneath her at an impossible angle. Moving quickly, a stranger bent down beside her. He leaned over her head, touching the side of her neck as if in search of a pulse. No one saw him palm the single diamond earring he could reach or pull the pearls from her throat. By the time he grabbed her bag, a woman in the crowd noticed. The thief had the strap in his hand, easing it out from under the fallen woman's arm. "Hey!" the observer yelled. "What the hell are you doing?" The thief yanked harder. He held the bag, tearing at the clasp. It opened, contents spilling into the snow. A comb, ballet tickets, a crystal perfume flagon, some papers, and a small green wallet. Snatching the wallet, the man dashed across the street, disappearing into the dark park. One victim, an old man, was dead. A wife lay motionless while her husband tried to crawl closer to her. Bending over the child, one policeman barely looked up. The other moved to the woman. Had to be the girl's mother, noticing the blood pumping from her head. Taking off his jacket, he pressed it to the open wound. Police cars arrived along with an ambulance, and the technicians turned the blonde woman over. She was lovely, her face as pale as ice. The policeman saw a lot of death, and the chill that shivered down his back told him the mother was in bad shape. The crowd stood back, everyone talking at once. The taxi, out of control, skidded on the ice. 5 people hit. Mother tried to save the little girl. Scumbag stole her wallet. "Crackhead got her ID?" the ambulance driver asked. "No. Shit, no. You mean no one knows their names? We got no one to call?" "That's right," one of the cops said. He knew the ambulance driver wasn't necessarily being altruistic, imagining someone waiting for these 2 somewhere with no way to get in touch with him. Unidentified victims were a paperwork nightmare. "God damn," his friend said, watching the EMTs load them into the ambulance. The lady was so pretty, delicate, and petite. Bystanders were saying she had curled her body around the child to protect her from the runaway car. 10 to 1 she was from out of town, staying at the plaza for a special holiday treat, nailed by some celebrating cabbie on his way back to the garage with a belly full of cheer. Throwing the useless handbag into the ambulance, they watched the vehicle scream down West 59th Street, heading for St. Bernadette's Hospital. Speeding cross town, the ambulance driver ran every light carefully, easing through intersections. Storms brought out the worst in New Yorkers. They panicked at the first sign of snow. The driver stayed steady, focused on avoiding the slow traffic and numerous fender benders. Aware of his critical passengers, he called ahead to alert the emergency staff. Oxygen masks covered the victims' faces. The attending EMT pulled away the woman's cape, searching for a heartbeat.